Welcome into Box Office Quarterbacks. Just like every podcast, nerd shit podcast in the country, we are doing an emergency show on the release of the DC Studio Slate by James Gunn and Peter Safran earlier in the day. Uh, there were some big surprises on there, Eric, and there were some not so big surprises. What did you think when you first saw the lineup that we got here?
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess this is what the third time they're rebooting DC. Um, so I mean, I I I, I guess James Gunn is he did well with the Guardians franchise, Peacemaker, which surprisingly didn't have an announcement. I mean, at least of a season two, but I guess I would like we texted in a group chat. Like I'm cool. I'm looking forward to the Amanda Waller series because Viola Davis is a great actress, and we haven't seen any Green Lantern iteration in like a full scope of storytelling since Ryan Reynolds in 2011. So those are the two I'm looking forward to most. But I mean, when it comes to the rest, I mean, sure.
I mean, like, we're getting two Batman movies, which I am down for because I love Batman. So that wasn't a surprise. The Batman Part 2 comes out in October of 2025, and that's going to be an Elseworlds project. But the main Batman for the DCU is going to be in Batman Brave and the Bold, where it's going to be Bruce and his son Damian Wayne. I'm very excited about that because I do like what I've seen of Damian Wayne just from the animated series. I really like that character as Robin, so that one I'm pretty psyched about. Superman, I think you'll agree with me, Eric. We're not the biggest fans of Superman, so they could pump those movies out and I'll see them, but I'm not going to be that excited about it.
Yeah, no, and when we get into the slate, when we see this slate, and then we talk about we know that I think Batista came out and was like James Gunn wants younger actors and actresses playing these roles, but then we find out like everybody from the Justice League that we know hasn't been recast except for Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. So it's like, are we doing a hard reset or are we just doing a halfway reset or like those questions still haven't been answered? And it's just like that's why it just means that's why like when you ask me what did I think about it, I'm like, okay.
Like, you got other stuff on here. You got a Supergirl movie based on the run by Tom King in the comics last year, I guess, which James Gunn said. Then there's The Authority, which is like a superhero team that was created in the late 90s on the Wildstorm label, which is like the mature label of DC. So I'm guessing James Gunn kind of wants his own Guardians of the Galaxy for DC. So I'm guessing that's what that is. We talked about Batman Brave and the Bold. You do get Swamp Thing.
That's interesting. That's also interesting. Yeah, that's also interesting. So, definitely a different, a new take on a character that I don't have we seen any mention of him.
He did have his own DC series that was canceled. Yeah.
It's also interesting, but I mean, you look at it like like we were just talking before we started recording, like Booster Gold. Like I know I'm not familiar with Booster Gold as much, and I mean I guess that's that's on me. But you have like you said, the Authority, Paradise Lost, like Creature Commandos. Like I know that they have fans with these characters, but it's like when you look at the the generic fans, like I would say I'm a generic DC fan. Haven't been too into the comics besides like Batman, The Flash, like the ones that we know. I do we do you believe DC's built up the equity for us to be invested in these characters as per se like when James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, at least we knew what Marvel was doing, and I hate when we talk about DC we always talk about Marvel, but it's like I don't know if there's enough equity for them to for us to be invested.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a fairly big DC fan, and I never heard of Creature Commandos until today. So I had to look that one up. I never heard of the Authority. I think that we're getting a little weird with the first chapter in this new it's not even a multiverse. This new chapter, and yeah, Gods and Monsters. Like, we're getting kind of weird, I would say. The Green Lantern series, like you said, Eric, is what intrigues me maybe the most, just because they said it's going to be like a detective story in the vein of True Detective with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So I love that. I love like cop shows now anyway. So that's great. I'll be honest with you, Paradise Lost, I'm not interested in whatsoever. Just a Game of Thrones esque Wonder Woman prequel is definitely has an audience. It's not for me. It's probably not for you either because you're not really a fan of like fantasy stuff either. But I just don't like. There's some good things in here. There's some weird things. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, and I mean, like out Paradise Lost. Yeah, we're learning more about Themyscira, correct? But my thing is, if we're gonna learn about Themyscira, that means we're gonna learn about Wonder Woman, and that means is this Wonder Woman still the same Wonder Woman? And it's just like, again, why do we need to be invested if these characters that have been playing them aren't going to be there? So it's like, okay, like if you're gonna use this as a, you could have used Paradise Lost as a hard reset for Wonder Woman, then okay, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. So it's just like the the more questions they answer, the more questions it seems like DC continues to make their fans like think about. So it's just like, again, it's just, we'll see.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we'll get a better idea after The Flash comes out in June, I think is when it comes out. So the universe will be reset. James Gunn called The Flash one of the best superhero movies ever made, which is, it's crazy that Ezra Miller is still here with all the crap that he did. It's almost like the Homelander meme where he's shocked that the crowd is like responding so well to him and he's still here. That's what I would equate this to. But Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman in that movie, so I will see it in theaters. Eric, what would be your, I guess, top project that you're looking forward to in this new universe?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to that Amanda Waller series because I, as much as as much flack as the Snyderverse got, I thought Viola Davis as Amanda Waller was probably one of the perfect castings that they had. I enjoyed like her sinister side and her side of getting things done no matter the cost. Um, in both Suicide Squad movies, I thought Amanda Waller was the steal, stole every scene she was in.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Amanda Waller. It was perfect casting, and she even got stronger in the Peacemaker series because you spent a little bit more time with her. And if that's a continuation of Peacemaker, which I think they said it's set between Peacemaker season 1 and season 2, I'm gonna love that. I already know I am. I'm a Batman dude, so Batman Brave and the Bold just sounds like something right up my alley. And then obviously Green Lantern is probably going to be number 2 for me. Superman is who he is. it I'll watch it, but I I mean, I'm not excited.
Again, not to be negative, and again, not to compare it to Marvel, but it's like, so we get in the new Superman reboot, the new Batman Part Two, Matt Reeves is Batman in 2025. Like we said it, like we were talking in the text thread in the group chat, but it's like you're going up against Fantastic Four and Kang Dynasty. It's like, do you think that they should have probably, first off, do you think those dates are going to stick?
Going against those two movies is going to be tough. It's almost like, what is it? It's like the Miami Heat playing the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals way back when. It's just going to be mismatched. Sorry, Gerald. I know you're probably going to listen to this, but
it's not even that, but again, it just goes back to like the equity. This is the third time now that you're rebooting this franchise. And I don't know. It's just like, okay, if Fantastic Four comes out first, which people I know are already anticipating it and excited about, and then let's just say hypothetically Superman comes, but it's not going to be the same level of like fervor and like I don't know. They're just setting themselves up for failure. It's like if I thought that they would have like waited at least for to do a new Superman and a new Batman and say, oh, let's do Green Lantern first, or at least work on like at least work on Green Lantern, whether it be film or TV, and then start establishing it that way.
I think, I mean, you got Blue Beetle coming out too. I think that would have been an interesting starting off point. It could have been like your Spider-Man and your Iron Man if you wanted to go that way. Um, I think DC though needs to gain our trust again. So putting the big heavy hitters out there first is probably what they have to do. And if things would have went well like 10 years ago, it probably would have been different. But I mean, it's gonna be like I guess Aquaman's gonna be brought in the next phase, and is he gonna be played by Jason Momoa? Like the questions keep going on and on and on. So I'm gonna be interested in what happens, especially after the Flash this year.
Yeah, for sure. I think apparently we saw. I don't know if I was looking at the right post, but apparently we're getting a new Flash trailer during the Super Bowl. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. At least we'll see what new footage comes there. But yeah, I mean, again, like I said, like it's like why do we need to be invested in Shazam? Why do we need to spend money to watch? I guess to watch the Flash, we understand like okay, there's gonna be a universal reset, so that is what might attract people. I mean, I guess I'll go see that, but again, like I don't see any purpose to watching Shazam 2. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean the movie was fine. I'm not excited for this, and we'll see. Anything else you want to add, Eric, before we get out of here?
I guess like I know we've been a little critical of DC, but again, they have to win our trust back, and it's I would have expected this slate to go a lot like I would have expected it to be more. I guess people to be more excited. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen that same excitement on social media for it as let's just say if we were to as when Marvel released their Phase 4 and Phase 5 and Phase 6, but I guess Marvel just so ahead, so it's just like that's just what it is. But yeah, I don't know. It just this seemed it was cool, but it's just like I don't know. It's okay, like
Yeah, they got to earn our trust back. That's the bottom line, and we'll be the judge if this is the right path. I think they have the right guy in charge.
oh for sure, oh most definitely, James Gunn definitely is him, but we'll see.
All right, man. Yeah, always good talking with you about this stuff. This has been another edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. I'm Jeff. He's Eric. We'll be back very, very soon with another episode. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week.